Ciao and welcome to What's Cooking Ari and week 17 of The Sweetest Kind of Death. The week of chemistry, sociology, and the fork in the road. Love has a strange way of rewriting even the subjects that we study. My destination at UCI was chemistry, a field of reactions, bonds, structures. And though I left it behind that same year for sociology, chemistry never left me. It became the fabric of my love story because love itself is chemistry, a spark, a chain reaction, explosion of two elements that create something greater together than they ever could apart. September 18th, 1998, another chemistry was born, not between hearts, but between ambition and opportunity. That was the day that I began my career in the financial services world, the world of the phone. For the first time, the telephone became my tool, not just for conversations with friends, not just for love, but for business. Every ring was a chance, every call a building block. I was still in school, but now I was building a career. And then came the fork in the road. The interview at Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter. 900 people had applied for this job. But I was one of the few sitting in the interview room. And the vice president, a brash USC graduate, was leaned back in his chair, legs crossed arrogantly across his desk. He looked at me and said, "You've got two choices to make, son. Take this job now or stay in school, but you cannot do both." And in that moment, my family's sacrifice came rushing back. The long nights, the struggles, the belief that education was a non negotiable. I thought of my mother's quiet resilience. I thought of Asal, who had just walked into my life. I refused, and I told him that I've kept my promises and I'm not done with school. So I walked out. And this is where the Volvo moment happened in my life. I remember it like yesterday. Sitting in my uncle's hand me down 1982 Volvo with no radio and no AC, a hole in the radiator as big as the hole in my head in my hands, wondering, had I just thrown away the opportunity of a lifetime? Wondering if I should let Asal even go, because I hadn't built myself yet. I was crumbling on the inside, and then it happened. The page. For those of you who don't know, we didn't have iPhones back then. We had pagers. And if you got a page, you pulled over, you found the payphone, you dropped a quarter, and then called back. And I checked my pager, a number. I pulled over and I dialed it. On the other end was a gentleman named Sergio Bohan, the branch manager at Morgan Stanley. He said, "Ari, I'm offering you the job, but with one exception. You will finish school, and that's my condition." So, where is the reflection or the lesson in this chapter? That call was more than an opportunity. It was a confirmation that you don't have to sell your soul to succeed, that you can honor your parents, you can honor your word, you can honor your education, and still have the door open. It taught me this: vision is not just what you chase, it's what you refuse to compromise. So, how do we look at love and the bank in this format? The chemistry of that moment, which is love, education, ambition, sacrifice, it all came together. It became my first major deposit in the bank of time and trust. My parents could trust that their sacrifices were not in vain. Asal could trust that I valued foundation over shortcuts. I could trust that when one door closes, another one opens, but only if you walk away with integrity. And here is the kill move. This week, the kill of the illusion that vision requires compromise of your core values, because it doesn't. It requires courage. So please identify one area where you are tempted to cut corners. Instead, choose the harder path. Record that choice in your bank of time and trust. And this is the closing candle for this week. Vision is not just chasing the open door, it's refusing to enter the wrong one. Enjoy, and I'll see you next week.